Hello and welcome to Post to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. This has been a request recently to discuss the recent NHL Draft Lottery. Unfortunately, we couldn't connect during the time that it happened or the days following, and this is basically the first opportunity that we've had to sit down and talk about this. And this is the first opportunity that we have discussed this in general, let alone on camera. I don't know how you feel about this, and you don't know how I feel about this, and that's the beauty of this channel because we can sit down and have a discussion on camera for the first time. So let's get into this. Colorado had an 18% chance to draft first. They didn't get it. Vancouver had a 12.1% chance to draft first. They didn't get it, or second or third. Vegas didn't get it. They had a 10.3% chance to get first. It was a crazy year because we saw New Jersey pick first at 8.5%. We saw Philadelphia pick second at 2.4%, and Dallas pick third at 6.4%. So 3 teams that had no business being in the top 3 were in the top 3, and the teams that should have been in the top 3 weren't. So we have some upset fans on one side, or 3 sides, and then we have some very happy fans on the other 3 sides. So what's your thought on this?
I like it.
I like it too. I'm glad you said that.
Yep. I like it because it kind of goes against the whole tanking mentality that existed for quite some time.
Exactly.
And I hate the idea that, okay, you were the worst team this year. That means you instantly get the first overall pick. Because then a team and an organization, I should say, could purposely tank for multiple years and stack first overall picks one after the other after the other. And if history tells us anything, first overall picks can really turn a franchise around. So I kind of love the uncertainty factor. You know, all the GMs sitting on their stools, nobody knowing, who's going to be displayed as the next guy who's going to be picking, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, so on. So it creates excitement from a fan perspective. I know I was watching it live and I thought, wow, this is exciting as hell. Like it really was, because we had no idea. And then first thing, teams started shifting around, and I really thought, wow, based on their percentage, they should be in the top 3. And then first thing, they dropped down, and it's unpredictable. And the thing I like the most about it is it gets rid of tanking.
Absolutely. And I think a few of these teams may have done this on purpose. I don't think Colorado did, but I do feel like Vancouver did. In the last few games that I've watched of them in this season, they didn't really have much of an effort level, and I felt like they were, tanking on purpose, I guess you could say, and it didn't really work out for them. So I guess they're picking 5th right now. So, I mean, that's going to be tough when you think you're going to be picking 2nd and you're picking 5th. But this draft year isn't really that deep anyway.
No, it's not a really deep draft year, and it kind of sucks, when Jersey kind of pulls off the impossible and lands the first overall pick when no one really figured they would have a chance. They figured it'd be Colorado, Vancouver, Vegas, Arizona, one of those 4. But the fact that Jersey got in there surprised a lot of people, and unfortunately for them, it's not a very, very deep draft. Everyone instantly saying, oh, Nolan Patrick, he's going first overall, right? But is that the type of player that Jersey needs?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if Nolan Patrick's going to be a generational player like a Matthews or a McDavid or a Laine or anything like that. Right. Time will tell, but from what everyone says, this is a pretty shallow draft. And for a Philadelphia fan, you were supposed to pick, I don't know, like 11th or 12th or whatever it was, and you went up to 2nd.
Yeah,
that's the biggest jump I've seen in a long time, if not the biggest in forever. So, as a Philadelphia fan, you must be pretty happy right now, because regardless if the draft is shallow or not, you're still getting 2nd pick, and that's pretty huge because they're already, I don't want to say a cup contender, but I mean they're a strong team, and they could,
on paper they look legit.
On paper, yeah, they look legit, and because of this, and they're already young, strong core, we could see them in the playoffs next year, making a push.
Yeah, it's very possible. And at the same time, if you were to look at these teams, is there one specific team that would stand out to you and you'd say, wow, I'd like for them to get the first overall pick?
I know Colorado probably says they need it.
I had my fingers crossed that Winnipeg would have gotten that pick.
I would have hoped for Buffalo.
Buffalo?
I just feel bad for the Buffalo fans. They've put up with so much shit recently. Sorry, excuse my language, but
sorry to be on a tangent, but you mentioned Buffalo, so I have to say it. To me, the biggest issue in Buffalo is ownership.
Yeah,
there, I
absolutely.
said it. Boom. But yeah, that would have been great. Buffalo's a great hockey market.
Tremendous fans.
But Winnipeg's my second favorite team. I would have loved to have seen them get that first overall pick. That would have been amazing to me if that had happened. But again, it's kind of expect the unexpected with this draft lottery every year, and you never know how teams are going to move around. It's exciting, and it just gets rid of the tanking mentality, which to me they had to do. They had to get rid of that because a team could just purposely do awful and instantly be rewarded. And rewarding mediocrity just sounds stupid.
Exactly. And I know there's a lot of upset fans about this whole system and everything. And I don't think there's going to be any system that's going to be perfect. And it's just...
Well, it forces franchises to actually, go out, scout talent, draft, and take years to build to what you need to do instead of, just tanking and stacking first overall picks. I mean, that's an easy way out. This way you actually have to put some effort, thought, and dedication into it in order to try to better yourselves as an organization.
We'll look at Chicago and the success they've had in the past 8 or 9 years, and they've never drafted low in a very long time, and they just keep pumping out great picks because they have great scouts, and that's what it takes. So
no, that's exactly what it takes.
Let's just touch on Colorado, just maybe to round this off, because they had the worst season out of any team in a very long time. Well, maybe not any team, but it was pretty bad. It was embarrassingly bad. Do you feel bad for Colorado for not getting the first overall pick?
I feel bad for a lot of players in Colorado. I'm a big fan of a lot of guys who play there, and man, everything is just horrible in Colorado right now. I see no positives at all in that organization, and if they had have landed that first overall pick, that could really turn things around a little bit from a fan's perspective, because obviously there can't be any happy Colorado fans right now after the mediocre year, losing that first overall pick. How can you be a happy Colorado fan right now? You're obviously very pissed off, and I wouldn't blame you. But if they had landed that first overall pick, it would have created a little bit of buzz, a little bit of excitement, But man, I feel so sorry for a lot of players in Colorado. Nathan McKinnon being number one. I'm a big fan of McKinnon.
Yeah.
I really feel for him.
What's your thoughts on Patrick Waugh?
Patrick Waugh is an egotistical idiot.
Good.
He should have never been a coach, and it was just a fluke that Colorado went on that Cinderella run when he was the head coach. Because to me, he's not a good communicator. He's a hothead like John Tortorella, and to me, he had the biggest ego in hockey history.
Do you give him any credit for seeing the downfall that was about to happen to Colorado and getting out while he still could?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think he also realized, hey, wait a minute, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. That's what I think happened, because he's not head coach material. He's not. He's a goaltender.
Do you think that if Patrick Waugh had stayed in Colorado this year, they would have done better?
No. I think it would have been the exact same. Yeah, I really think it would have.
Cool.
And I'm just not a fan of so many players who did well on the ice and then transitioning to front office roles, head coach roles. Like, I wasn't even a fan of Gretzky when he was the coach in Arizona. I hated that. Arizona.
Well, technically it was Phoenix when he was there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you got me there. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that at all. And Gretzky didn't make a good coach. He really didn't. And I think he would even admit that. It was an experiment. He was curious. He wanted to be around the game. He tried it. Is Joe Sakic good in a GM role? I don't think so. I really don't. Was Patrick Waugh good in a head coach role? No, I don't think so. I think it was kind of the aura of, oh my God, Patrick Waugh is standing behind the bench, and you have all this young group of talent in the Colorado Avalanche. I think they were just beyond excited to play for Patrick Waugh. Yeah, but then the realization kicked in of, wow, this guy can't coach. And I mean, then he had that heated exchange. What was it? It was between him and Boudreau, where he was pushing the separator and stuff and basically wanting to get into a fight with Bruce Boudreau. I mean, that's Bush League crap. Like, what is that? Like I said, he's a hothead, he's an idiot, and he has the biggest ego in hockey history. I hate Patrick Waugh.
I knew you hated Patrick Waugh.
Yeah, you got me heated up.
That's why I asked the question, because I wanted you to get upset.
I always hated him as a kid.
Entertainment.
I hated Patrick Waugh. Ugh.
I was a pretty big Patrick Waugh fan.
But to me, he's still one of the greatest goalies of all time, without question. The guy had amazing skill, so I respect that. But, I mean, outside of his skill, the guy's a hothead.
His son is also a bit of a hothead. He's a goaltender, or was a goaltender in the Quebec Major Junior League. I don't know if he still is or not. I know that he basically tried to kill someone on the ice. I don't know if you remember that or not. That was
I
probably
remember
4 or 5
reading
years
about
ago,
that.
maybe. Yeah. Anyways, I guess we'll leave it at that. I guess we're both in the same agreement that this system is the best system in place and it prevents people from tanking.
Yes.
And this year was a perfect example. Let us know down in the comments what you thought of this draft this year. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you're new to this channel and you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. Adios.